Alrighty, welcome back. So we're going to be moving on to the next faction now in our series for playing with keywords. So this will be Tau Empire. And as we discussed in the original version, so the non-Redux one, we're going to be covering adding Gue'vesa as an option to take in Tau Empire detachments. So essentially what we're doing here is we're replacing keywords from Astra Militarum units in the Codex, specifically solely regiment units. So things like your company commander, infantry squads, special weapons squads, heavy weapon teams, Leman Russ tanks, etc., etc. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to replace the Imperium and Astra Militarum keywords with Tau Empire, and we're going to replace the Regiment keyword with Gue'vesa. We're going to add Gue'vesa to the list of Alien Auxiliaries, and Gue'vesa characters may not be given any kind of signature systems and cannot be chosen as your Warlord. We're going to also add another caveat here as well. So we're going to add the combined points value of all your Gue'vesa units must be less than half of your army's total points value. That just stops any kind of shenanigans where you just like abuse things like Markerlights to just give armies of Imperial Guard +1 to hit, reroll 1s to wound, ignore cover, just because, you know, Imperial Guard also being a range-focused army with BS 4+, would benefit immensely from that. So imagine something like a Manticore or a Leman Russ Demolisher getting either BS 2+ on a tank commander with reroll 1s, and then also being able to use your tank commander abilities, or even just a normal Demolisher as well, getting BS 3+ and a rerolls to 1s without a tank commander. So you get to save those points and put it elsewhere. So it can be pretty powerful when you stack those kind of things. So we're going to try and limit it a little bit. Also, doesn't really make sense that, you know, you might have, say, like an Ethereal commanding a whole army of human soldiers. You probably want to have some kind of actual Tau fire warriors in there, because it's an auxiliary human fighting force, not the main Tau fighting force. So basically what this unlocks, if you do this, is Gue'vesa units would be able to benefit from an Ethereal's failure is not an option. So basically an Ethereal would work kind of like a commissar in that circumstance with the rerolls to morale, and then you get to use the invocation of the elements abilities. So that actually opens up some nice little synergies with Guard there. So basically you get a 6+ feel no pain, whereas basically you don't have any kind of access to that inside the Guard Codex. So that means you can actually make, say, like an infantry horde have 6+ feel no pains. So that's actually pretty nice, pretty big durable buff there. Then you can do things like Storm of Fire, so you can do reroll 1s or hit rolls if they remain stationary, which could be nice for something like a heavy weapon team. And then you could, say, for example, stack that with an order, so you can give them something like Bring It Down for rerolls of 1s to wound in addition to the rerolls of 1s to hit. Or you could say, for example, you had an infantry squad standing still, you can give them first rank fire, second rank fire from your officer, and then you give them the reroll 1s of hit in the shooting phase from Storms of Fire. And then the last one as well is the, I'm going to butcher this one, the Zephyr's Grace, that can let you reroll dice for advance, so you can combine that with something like move. So basically you move 6-inch, roll your advanced dice, re-roll your advanced dice if you don't like it, then you move again, roll your advanced dice, re-roll your advanced dice if you don't like it. So some nice stacking options there. Moving on from that, Gue'vesa, of course, will be able to benefit from Markerlights, as I've said. So something like Pathfinders, dropping several Markerlights onto a specific target could definitely benefit Guard units a lot. This is also one of the reasons why we're restricting everything to purely regiment units, just so we don't get anything like Ostropaths also denying cover from that, so you have to rely on stacking Markerlights to remove cover. And then we're also not having anything like Militarum Tempestus units coming in and getting BS 2+ and rerolls to 1 from that either. So just making sure that it doesn't stack too much. So it only works on regiment units, of course. From that, they would be able to use some specific Tau stratagems, just thanks to purely sharing the keywords. So they'd be able to use automated repair systems, EMP Grenade, point defense targeting relay, aerial targeting, modulated weaponry, focused fury, and firestorm stratagems. So those are the ones that the keywords would just open up for them. Otherwise, though, the things you do lose out on from bringing this into a Tau Empire detachment is that you do lose any kind of regimental doctrines, because you've now changed your regiment keyword to Gue'vesa, and you're no longer an Astra Militarum unit. You're actually a Tau Empire unit, so you get no kind of access there. You lose any kind of unique characters for guards, so no Strachan, no Creed, no Yarrick. You lose all relics, so no Corvus Aquila or anything like that, and you lose all stratagems for Imperial Guard, because again, you don't have that Astra Militarum keyword. It also limits the data sheets to solely regiment units, as I said before, so no Militarum Tempestus, no advisors, no auxilia, and you can no longer ally of any Imperial factions of any kind. So no Inquisitors, no Celestine, no Custodes, nothing like that to come in support of an Imperial Guard faction. So you're just strictly locked to taking Tau Empire units with your Imperial Guard Astra Militarum units. So like we did with the Inquisition one, I'll do up a couple of example lists just so we can have a little bit of a explore and see what we can do. Just see what that would potentially look like. So again, this is more of like a fun narrative thing to do. The only serious option really from this series was the Inquisitorial Stormtroopers to add to, say, a potential Imperial Guard Codex, just to make them a little bit more interesting and make Inquisition a bit more interesting. This one is more of just more of a narrative campaign sort of thing that you can do. So say, for example, a human worlds turn traitor, and then an Imperial force is coming back to essentially take it from the Tau Empire. All right, so yeah, I'll get to work on making those lists, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you liked it, please hit the like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks.